Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Ike here, and today we're going to be streaming some Top Survivor Rank, and we recently just got the Persona 5 skin. Persona 5 crossover just came out, and your boy already got the Embalmer skin. Would you look at that? I already had the skin for a while. I actually should have had it powered up, but I forgot to spend the hearts 5 years ago. So, now we got the hearts. Now we actually powered up the skin to not have an ugly looking world's worst Embalmer skin by far. Now we probably made it. This is, in my opinion, the best Persona 5 skin. I like this one the most. Acrobat is pretty cool. First Officer is cool, but mostly for the effects. I don't actually really like the skin that much. But just based off looks and what kind of character it fixes such an ugly character. Okay, Embalmer, hot take. Embalmer's, all his models, super ugly. I hate the way his face is stitched. It's so bad. It's so bad. And in Psyche, you can have a skin with a mask on. What are you talking about? I hate the way the mask looks as well. It's so bad. No matter what, it's so bad. So, we got a different kind of mask. We got a face mask instead of a mouth mask. I guess that would also be called a face mask. Never mind. A different kind of mask. And I think it looks way better. It looks a lot less ugly is the most important part. And it even looks good. I didn't even ask for anything past the ugly part. Just even it looking good. Wow. That's already more than I asked for. So, Embalmer, one of the more underrated survivors I don't actually see a whole lot of, especially when a smart Embalmer plays Embalmer, and basically any player who knows how to take advantage of the coffin the most. It leads to an awkward situation where the hunter has to choose, do I want to take Blink or do I need to take Warp/Teleport? And it leads to a much more awkward position for the hunter, which indirectly makes your kite as Embalmer a little bit easier that way. Now, I'm not saying it is going to be easy, but it does make it easier. And if anyone besides you get chased, then now your teammates have an indirect advantage. Because by you having an Embalmer, hunter may be tempted to bring Teleport or Warp, and those are way worse at chase than Blink. So something like that would indirectly help all your teammates, also indirectly helping you. It would make your coffin worse, but that's why it indirectly makes everyone else better in that situation. So I really like that aspect of Embalmer. Not just that, but also what is the game trying to show me here? I always forget the section of the game exists. I only know this game exists, this part of the game exists when I walk into someone's room. Oh my goodness, wow. But anyway, Embalmer definitely one of the cooler survivors in the game. He used to be a lot worse, and they've made him a lot better. Mostly the fact that he's able to move the coffin around, and that you can't get hit immediately out of coffin. Those are the two biggest changes to Embalmer that I can think of. He has some other benefits too. Like they made it so that he can get vision on people from way further away. That was an amazing buff. But just being able to move the coffin around and also not immediately getting hit while you're walking out of the coffin, those are two great changes. It's only 8 seconds long and not being able to get hit, but that still is enough to reach a window or paladin most of the time. So you never know with survivors like Patient, which can go from a moment of being on the ground to being up above you, it could really make a difference. So we'll see. And besides that, you know, Embalmer, not the best survivor in rank, but definitely way better than the average survivor. So we'll see. In either case, he's pretty good at tying, so especially with his stalling mechanic, especially because he forces a teleport or warp out of the hunter, it makes it so that after the hunter uses it on the Embalmer, everyone else has free reign on the ciphers. Now the hunter has to walk all the way to the next cipher machine. Especially if it's something like Chinatown or Moonlit, that could be such a huge pain for the hunter to have to walk that kind of distance. So definitely a lot of advantages there. But anyway, guys, I got 5 S skins today. Hope everyone is doing just as well today. Alright, decent trash. I'm gonna have to mute you for today. Thank you for joining, though. Yo, what's up, Bree? Marv, Vertnet, Shoberton, new name. Peter's Bizarre Adventure, what's up? Also, thank you to Nat for announcing the stream. I appreciate it. Okay, how do you get the hearts? You basically get them, I don't know. I don't know how many it takes to get a heart. I wasn't really counting when I did that essence opening. I probably should have. I was thinking about it, but I didn't. And so when you open those essences, those Persona 5 essences, after a certain amount, you are delivered a letter in your mail. I don't know how much. I don't know if it's random. I don't know if it's the same amount. What I do know is random is that you either get 1 or 2 in your mail. So you usually get 1, but you also might get 2. Every single time I opened enough essences, I opened over 80 essences, I only got 1 heart every single time. So I got a total of 13 hearts, so 13 mail, but none of those had 2 in there. So A little bit sad. We have a lucky guy who has no borrowed time, so that if he disconnects, we just automatically don't get a win anymore. Oh my goodness. As long as he doesn't get chased, I guess he'll be fine. But if you're not gonna get chased, what's the point of Broken Window's flywheel? You see what I'm saying? It's like it like shoots yourself in the foot when you don't run borrowed time. I don't get it. I don't get it. If you don't get chased and you don't need the borrowed time, then you also didn't need all those extra kiting abilities, okay? Because you weren't chased. Or here's the other aspect. Or if you were getting chased and you use all those kiting abilities, you're gonna go down when the gate activates. You're gonna have, even if you tell your teammates to activate sooner, it doesn't matter because you don't have the boost to get away from the hunter. You don't have that extra leeway at that stage of the game. If you manage to kite 5 ciphers long, or like you went down at like 2 ciphers, 3 ciphers, you went down again, and then you got chaired a second time, and then on the 3rd time the hunter's knocking you down, or the hunter's close to knocking you down, that's the stage of the game where your resources are the most gone. You're right. You really need the borrowed time, not just for the health. Not really for the health. Even if you tell them to pop early, it's more so for the boost. Just to get away from the hunter and guarantee that you can make the next powder window. So, without borrowed time, even if you tell your teammates to pop early, you usually die right afterwards anyway, just because of the way the game works. Because of how strong hunters are. Once you're close to a survivor, you're usually dead on the spot. Used to be a lot less like that when Clown was meta, but hunters became a lot more volatile recently. And by recently, I mean like the last couple of years. So it's not really recently, but... Alright, hunter's nearby, so I'm anyway not going to be able to do the cipher. May as well move the coffin a little bit closer, since I'm waiting. And then we'll just do the cipher machine. We don't decode ciphers any slower. So this is another huge benefit of Embalmer. Very good support character. Pretty good at helping himself, most importantly. I wouldn't say he's the best support character. But for someone who doesn't decode slower at all, for someone who doesn't vault slower at all, he really has no downsides. Besides decoding 15% slower when someone is decoding with him. Even that's not that big of a deal. Because how often are you decoding together? Probably on the last cipher is the only time you're decoding together. In this game, you don't decode together at all. Because there's nothing the hunter can do about the ciphers, even if they do have progress. They can abnormal it, I guess, but no hunter's going to do that on any cipher that's not the last cipher, so... We do have the Postman's appearance there. See, that's another example of where the buff makes a huge difference for Embalmer. The fact that he can see someone from basically in a different kiting area entirely. That now I have this Postman's appearance and I have the option to put him on a coffin if I want to. Assuming anyone's going to rescue him before half, which I don't think is going to happen. Just the fact that we now have that option. It was a really big buff for Embalmer. Something that not really often talked about. But ever since they did that change, it's been a huge impact. I should have been looking at where the 5th cipher machine popped, because now I kind of ran to a cipher that I can't do anyway. Shed is already done, or now Shed go Ruins. There's always either Shed or outside Ruins cipher. Okay, there's either one of those two. All right. So, unfortunately, that cipher got finished. So we kind of wasted our time running there. It would have been way better to running the forest. Turns out, and now we're in a lot of trouble. We're in a lot of trouble now because he got chaired at hospital, so we're not going to be able to stay hospital. That means that anywhere we start a kite now is going to be out of hospital now, unfortunately. So, we'll see how this goes. He also, honestly, not the best chase for him, but definitely made it a lot better because I couldn't do a whole bunch of progress after the chair happened. So, we'll see here. Good news for us is Sculptor's running to a cipher that is already finished. So that's almost meaningless for him. He should really go chase like someone like the Mercenary on this cipher. Not a great chase target, but it would be... I would say it's better than chasing the Composer who just finished his cipher and now he's across the map and now we're decoding other ciphers across the map. So now we have... She's doing no cipher pressure at this point. Because right now, this Sculptor needs to identify that right now, her problem right now is not how fast she can kill her second target. It's... Does she have control over the cipher? She could kill this Composer almost instantly and it would not matter. Because we already have enough ciphers. We have the time. We have the tide turner. Even if Composer goes down like literally right now, that's not a big deal. Too bad I wasted my window boost. That was a pretty big loss. Just don't take a hit and we'll be fine here. We're going to take this hit to hospital. And we'll be a lot better off. Problem is that full presence is a problem. Maybe we'll squeeze through. We did squeeze through. That was clutch. And we're not going to be able to reach that upstairs pallet. But we can still reach this window. We'll get a really nice window boost here. I don't know why she wasn't dropping down there. And she might switch targets here. She is switching targets here. When you get such a nice boost away from the hunter and that she's going to have to waste all the time running back to you, by the time she reaches me, we'll get that server to like 40-50%. Not a great start for me. If I had that window boost here, we wouldn't have taken such an early hit. But as long as we know how to take advantage of hits that we have to take, we'll be fine afterwards. So not great, but also I'll definitely take it. Definitely could have been a lot worse. There's problems with YouTube in Russia, so I have to use a VPN to watch the stream, but it's still so laggy. I'm sorry, Decent Trash. That sucks. What's going on in Russia? Ugh! Okay, 61%. We get 8% increased decode because we had to anyway get off the cipher. That's why I like Brewing Effect. You'd be surprised how often you have to get off a cipher once someone dies in this game. So I really like Brewing Effect over whatever that other trait is called, Survivor's Instinct. Especially because Survivor's Instinct will never help you before someone dies, but Brewing Effect might have a chance to help you out if the game lasts that long with 4 people still alive. So something like Dream Witch, Hermit, Photographer, those are situations where Brewing Effect is going to be better than Survivor's Instinct. I wish we had that identity of the composer right now. We're probably going to get teleported on right here. So I'm actually the safest person to be doing this gate because of that. Because I'm the person who's always going to just coffin away when the gate happens here. When the gate thing happens. There's no detention. When the gate thing happens, what am I talking about? When teleport happens. Okay, this is not great. I don't like the situation. She's definitely coming to gate. I'm not going to prioritize stealth over survivability here. If I was in a better situation, I would prioritize being stealthy. Definitely not in this kind of situation. I guess since she doesn't have detention, we could be more risky about it since we're not going to die to a single basic hit. But just remember, being more careful and staying closer to kiting areas on this map for this gate specifically does mean that I have to get further away from the gate. And that does mean... Hold up, I'm over here talking. We gotta go coffin this mercenary right here. Okay, so this mercenary's not necessarily dead. We'll see here, we'll see here. So, he does not get the protection effect when he goes down here. But, he does survive a basic hit because he is playing mercenary. So, she's gonna need a statue hit to kill him. Otherwise, he's gonna be fine here. Now, she does have teleport. No amount of distance is gonna matter here. The only thing that is gonna matter is... Oh, you know what? He might actually get escape now because she just hit me. Now he actually gets rid of that animation. And... we'll take it! We'll take it! He escaped! Embalmer getting a win like that, even against teleport? I mean, it was a mercenary, to be fair. But my goodness, even with a mercenary on the team, the Embalmer mercenary synergy... I mean, mercenary is already so good late game with how survivable he is. Like, you guys saw how well he kited there. He would have kited to gate if gate was open, but gate was not open. So he had to leave the area, and we just brought him back with a coffin. So that was amazing. Great way to start today's matches. Love that. Love that about Embalmer. You are never safe, even when you don't chase Embalmer. If anything, you might be less safe if you don't chase Embalmer as a hunter. So that was really good. Really clutch. And don't forget, we got his appearance when he was doing that cipher randomly at like the dungeon shed spot. So that was crazy. I guess we would have anyway got his appearance at Birdcage, but you never know. You never know. So I'll definitely take it. That was definitely clutch. Okay, someone sent me a message I immediately clicked off. This is going to take around 10 minutes. Definitely in a survivor, you think you'd see more Embalmer with how many prospectors and enchantresses there are. Or maybe even stuff like Puppeteer. I might see Puppeteer, honestly, more often than something like Embalmer. So it's a real bum because a good Embalmer who is careful about when he, where he rotates, where he decodes, so he's not making himself an easy chase target, but also one that puts himself in a situation where he can capture people's appearances and save people's lives later on. Again, it's a shame we never got that Composer's appearance, but thankfully it didn't end up coming to that. I won't lie though, no detention definitely helped us a lot there, because that mercenary would have been dead that first time he took a basic hit. I guess if you think about it, maybe he took that hit on purpose because he saw she didn't have detention, because maybe if she did have detention, he might have played differently. I don't know. Regardless for me, when I'm playing any Survivor, it usually doesn't matter if they have detention or not early on when the gates first pop. Because the point is you want to save your hits so that you can actually take a hit to gate and then survive and then make it out. So if you take a hit early on against no detention, yeah, you survive and then the hunter can't like teleport to a gate now. But if you wanted to go for like a 3-man escape, which is always the goal, always that's the goal for me, especially personally. That's the goal for me. If I see no detention, I equal in my head, okay, I'm full health, no detention, we can take advantage of this and we can easily get a 3 escape if I'm careful, especially on a map like Hospital. But especially right there, if you take a hit early on, you're not going to have that hit later on to get out of the gate. So he is playing Mercenary, so he could take a second and still get out, but again, it's Sculptor. He only takes 1 statue and then he will die to a basic and so. It all really depends. It all depends on your character. Mercenary is like the one exception to that rule, like where he really could still take a second hit if he takes a first hit early on, but I'm not going to talk about it too much. You get the idea. But yeah, either way, that worked out really well. Super clutch. All thanks to the skin, by the way. Okay, definitely not. Definitely not. Bree, go back to working on your essay. I like how you said you finished school last week, by the way. So he got a skin. I already had the skin years ago, but I never powered it up. I had the hearts, I forgot to spend them. The hearts turn into fragments. They don't move on. So I had to get a brand new set of 10 hearts, which just sucks because I would have been able to spend it on the dancer skin now, but it's whatever. The exams still count, bro. Exams still count. You don't end school until everything is done. Would you like to be my dream companion? Ayo. The refreshing night breeze of August. What is this? I don't even know. It's intoxicating aroma. Oh boy. Are we being kidnapped? I don't know. Probably not. I think I'll do it with like Miki or someone I'm probably gonna play with. No, I forgot to do the event to get the disc, the music disc, and the batter emote, the batter sticker from yesterday. Dang. Seeing that there's a music disc there made me forget about the last event that we just had. Dang, I really like collecting those music discs. Hello, finally started watching Psyche live. I mostly watch the vids after since it's 3 a.m. Thank you so much, D, for coming by. You can always head off. You know, it's 3 a.m. You gotta sleep. I understand that. Stream will always be here, but it's good to catch you here live. Welcome, D. You can't say that, Bree. That's cheating. And it's also hella confusing. Like, oh, you ended school last week. What do you mean you're still studying? Oh, because lecture finished. It's like, don't even get me started on that. School is just beginning once you enter the final stage. You go through 12 weeks of school. It never really begins until you go into finals. That's when school really begins. That's when all the BS comes thrown your way. At least it only lasts a week, but not a really good trade-off. Alright, I guess we're going this route then. Alright, they banned Mercenary. Unfortunately, this hunter is being serious. They did not ban Doctor. Dang, man. I shouldn't be saying that. Some people actually ban Doctor. You went to go get an ice popsicle and come back to a random basement for real. Average moment. Average random momento. Psyche, did the hearts transfer from the first Persona crossover to the second? Yes, they did. Except this is not the second crossover. This is the third. No wonder people... is that why? You know what? Can you beat a steroid perfumer in the second... Maybe that's why people keep thinking and telling me, oh, Psyche, the hearts move on to the next crossover. I think I know why. I think I know why when I think about it. Okay. So, yes, they did move on from the first to second crossover, but this is not the second crossover. This is the third crossover. So maybe that's where the confusion's happening. Because maybe when people hear that... What the hell is this spawn, bro? Maybe when people hear something like that, they think that this is the second crossover, now realizing that it is the third. So, Yes, they did. From the first to second, I did save them. I got a total of 24, but that was 4 years ago. So they finally brought back Persona. This is now the third time they brought it back. So no, hearts do not move on from second to third. This is the third crossover. So I had to get them all back. I actually had enough for the Embalmer skin 4 years ago, but I just forgot to use them. Either way, we're here now. It came back. Alright. I'm no longer cursed with the ugliest Embalmer skin in the game. Alright, 2%. He could very likely come to me and we won't break this tree in time because no one picked the middle. Alright, but we're fine here. He goes after the composer. That's perfect for us. Mechanic is the worst person for the hunter to go after right now. Unless he finds the robot, Mechanic is the worst person to go after. Alright, I guess he'll get a pretty simple tie out of it because Mechanic is not very good kiter either. She's not really good at anything. She's not good at decoding, kiting, rescuing, supporting. But at least out of all our targets here, I'd rather they go after the Mechanic. Because she is the most worthless on the team. Sorry, Mechanic. No, sorry. Yeah, the Unawakened Embalmer Persona skin is so bad. It's so bad. Don't get me started on it. It is so ugly. Seki, are you going to try the new game mode? That's a good question. I logged into IDV today to make that thumbnail. And I see, I'm looking at it. There's like a new mode? It's telling me about a new mode in the events tab. I'm like, what's this? And I go click on it, copycat mode. I'm like, dang. That's interesting. I didn't think they'd be making any modes. Usually I'd be hearing people on my Discord server talking about it. I guess I haven't really been reading Discord that much either, though. Anyway. I won't try today. We'll try it another time. But I'm not going to try it today. Right, we are going to finish this cipher. We also have no rescuer. That sucks. So pretty much this... Pretty much we can never do this rescue here because we don't have Tide Turner. There's no way he can escape out the basement. You know what? It works out because Mechanic is anyway not going to be able to do much for us. Mechanic is best when she's on the chair. It's so sad. That's about how good Mechanic is. That you're better off when she's on chair, so you still have 4 people decoding, kind of. Anyway, the bow went down, so not much to say there. You know, we could get a free rescue here. Kind of sad. It's kind of sad to do the rescue because if he comes for us right now, we're kind of screwed. But I mean, for some reason, he got a little bit greedy there. He didn't go for the. There's no soul here, so we should be fine. Okay, gotta be careful of my soul though. She's gonna go down here most likely. Does give full presence with that robot, unfortunately, as well. And now we're in a really bad spot here. I'm really hoping he chairs that restaurant. And not at this chair, because he would have cut me off there. Okay, so that's really good for us. I'll even wait a little bit, just because I'm not expecting him to come in this direction if he already didn't come here the first time. And then that way we'll immediately just start the cipher as soon as possible. So that's really nice. We don't waste any time not decoding the cipher. Not a bad situation. All things considered, we popped 4 cipher machines by the time the Mechanic went down. You know, that Mechanic robot did at least waste a lot of time, so I'll give her that. Only thing left now is a teleport that can stop us. We also have, again, we have everyone's appearance. Someone went down early. We could very well still win this game. The only problem is that we don't have like a mercenary on the team, and this hunter's probably going to run detention on top of that, so it's going to be a lot less effective. But I mean, if he wastes a teleport right now, like on my cipher, and he uses it right now, and let's say we get another cipher done in the next 60 seconds, we're going to be able to use the coffin, assuming that he won't get his teleport back after that, within the next 40 seconds after we pop the cipher in 60. But he uses a blink! Oh, that's huge! We almost for sure can get this off now. Oh, that's huge. As long as this person doesn't go down immediately when we pop this gate. There's also no trees here. There's going to be a tree right here, and the souls are going to appear right behind me. Okay, this is really unfortunate. Not a great situation to be in. Some people might not notice, but you can actually control whether souls spawn as X-Boy. Could you hit the chair? Yep, there we go. I wasn't even trying. He might go after me, though. Honestly, that would be a pretty good play if he does. And I gotta run out of here. He's going for the person on the cipher. Okay. So, hold up. I'm not gonna go yet. He could just turn around and go back for me. But this is amazing. I need to set up the composer's appearance now, because Prosecutor's anyway on the... Ooh, nope. Let's get off. Well, okay, a little bit sad that we moved the coffin that exact moment. But maybe... Maybe we can still get away from it. You know, if he uses a soul here, he used it just to speed up. I think we can still live here. Okay, not with that tree, though. Oh, I don't think we drop... We can't drop that. If we drop that, we are going to die. So, yep. We're fine here. And let's just keep getting further away from the coffin. We are going to get slowed down here. I'm not expecting to live here. This is mostly just to get away from the hunter. And we are going to use this coffin immediately. We'll see here. He just used his 1000 presence, his speed up ability. So we do have a chance. Problem is that he's going to get it back. Okay. So there it is. Maybe Composer can body block for me. Okay. Smart choice. He chose not to use it. He's going to use it for a speed up most likely. Composer body block. Nice! Another win with the coffin. Holy crap. He shouldn't have used that he shouldn't have used that blink. Maybe he just didn't have trump card, but either way. Whew, that's another win with Embalmer. It's actually a good thing we moved that coffin because the place we had a kite. The place we had a kite was actually where I first dropped the coffin, so that was perfect. Okay. There we go. When I see Psyche as an Embalmer, I only remember him with the John Zoe. Yeah. You remember John Zoe? John always used that skin. He actually has the S skin, though. He has the OG Embalmer S tier skin, so... At this point, the S tier is going to be a lot rarer than my skin. Than the skin I have right now. Psyche, what was the Expo user? I didn't even read. I don't recognize this person. Anyway, that was crazy. That was insane. 3 rescues that game. What rescues did I do? I guess on the mechanic and then on the prospector when he was anyway gonna go down immediately off of chair. My rescues didn't really matter. It was more just a distraction. I guess the mechanic rescue was pretty good. Got the pressure off the prospector there. I was expecting him to come back. That's why I didn't do it immediately. That's a shame. But yeah, definitely will take that 3rd rescue on myself. I mean, I'll take the achievement. I'll take the achievement. Definitely not bad at all. It worked out perfectly. It worked out perfectly because I knew for him to kill us, the first time he has to use his 1000 presence. Otherwise, we'll be able to keep kiting further and further from the coffin. So he used it that moment, and that's good. That's good so that he prevents us from moving. But that means he doesn't have anything to catch up to the coffin now. You guys saw by the time he got it back, we were already on our way to the gate. So that 1000 presence ability, that's really like, that's the biggest thing keeping Embalmer from being as good. It's not the best ability, but if your coffin's close by and there's like an open area nearby, which he had both of those things, then all he needs is that 1000 presence. He did not have it. He already used it on us to kill us down sooner. I knew that he has to do that. Otherwise, he won't be able to kill us. Otherwise, we'll be able to keep cutting to the next pallet and then the next window. We'll get a window boost on the next window and then kite in the corner of that one tea shop, whatever it's called. I think the game calls it the tea shop or something like that. All the way in the corner with the bushes. We're full already. But yeah. Definitely really nice. We'll take it as well. Not gonna lie though, definitely helped. Again, with Embalmer, same thing there. If you don't carry a trump card or start off with teleport against Embalmer, you could be in a lot of trouble. You could be in a lot of trouble against Embalmer. So it just forces the hunter to bring out specific traits just to counter Embalmer because that's how much trouble he causes. It's not like Coordinator, it's not like Forward where like, oh, I'm gonna bring excitement for Coordinator because there's a Coordinator. That's horrible. You shouldn't be doing that as hunter. That one gun is not worth your entire trait. It's probably not gonna lead to an escape late game, if you know what I'm saying. It's probably not gonna do that. Something like Embalmer Coffin, though, across the map can rescue for the person without anyone having to go there, can bring them to the gate or to the dungeon. You really need something like Warp or Teleport to lead to stop that because there's almost always, unless you somehow four-man the Survivor team before 5 servers popped, there's almost always going to be at least one person getting coffined that game. And the teleporter warp is always going to give value. It's always going to save you time, where otherwise you'd be losing 20, 30 plus seconds. Maybe even a whole escape gets out because you didn't have the right trade at the right time. So either trump card is necessary or pulling out the teleport early on is necessary. Either one is great for us, because if you run trump card, you don't have faster pal breaking like you could, but then you can't have other things. You're kind of forced to just have faster pal breaking and panic. That's about all you can carry if you take trump card attention. If you don't take detention, well then now there's a problem, because even when you teleport on the coffin, if it's something like mercenary or like a first officer, they might be able to get away, use their watch, so there's just synergy with rescuers there as well. I guess with detention, it wouldn't matter for the first officer. Yeah, never mind. And usually, if you have teleport or something like that, you can usually hit them in the animation they're coming out of the coffin before they can use the watch. So I guess it doesn't really matter for first officer as much, but definitely for mercenary. Definitely want to have something like detention. You gotta have trump card. It just matters so much. It matters a lot. I guess there's also another aspect of where if you don't have detention, the survivor with the coffin can just kite further and further from the coffin. And so if the coffin's like on a dungeon spot and not on a gate, and you have teleport, you're out of luck. You're dead at that point. So, really, really important. Like, all these little things, they indirectly help the survivor team. No one ever talks about it, but just indirectly so annoying for the hunter. No one notices that survivor because you are not the hunter, but if you play hunter and you go against Embalmer, you'll know the pain of needing to consider, okay, now I need trump card. Now I can't just have faster confined space and detention. Now I need trump card. Or if I don't take trump card, I need faster, I need teleport, or I need warp. Something like that. Or just chase the Embalmer early game. But you have to be careful, because if you chase the Embalmer early game, what happens when he kites far away from the coffin? So, I've also had hunters that used warp on me as I was the Embalmer, when I was just doing the first kite. Again, that's not a great thing to do unless you can kill the Embalmer near the coffin. And even then, that's not great, because Mercenary will rescue. You'll have Tide Tuner. You take 20 seconds to run away. You don't even try to kite. You just take a hit on purpose and run away for 20 seconds from the coffin. You always get away from your coffin at that point. So, I can't think of a situation where you would want to use your warp or teleport on the Embalmer first chase. I've had a hunter do that. Not only did they do that, but I actually even managed to survive the warp because there's a pallet right next to me, so you really got to be careful. Dang, are we really going to have a mechanic every game? If you could have the ability to become fat or become a woman, which would you choose, like? I think it's well, I guess, I don't know. I was about to say women, but then I realized it's not perfectly equal for women. Far from it. Alright, anyway, we're going to take this spawn here. I think we're going to take the spawn. We could go this spawn. We could pray that we spawn inside of Geisha house. We could do that. Okay. And we're going to get chased almost immediately this game. That's really bad. That's really bad. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I have to take a little bit of a worse power out. Actually, do I really want to do this? Here's what we could do, guys. We could either run to Graveyard Alleyway, drop the coffin, and then use the window. You'll see what I mean. We could use the window in a way where we exit Graveyard. Instead of entering Graveyard, we use it in a way where we exit Graveyard. So like right now, we take this alleyway, and then we drop the coffin, and then we leave Graveyard. So that way, anywhere we kite is going to be away from the coffin. Or we could stay Graveyard, because Graveyard is the best kiting area on Eversleeping. So, we'll see here. We'll see. I want to set up the coffin like this. Okay, gonna immediately kill the mechanic robot, which means we immediately have a useless survivor for the rest of this game. This is gonna sound so mean spicy, but I'm probably gonna leave after this game because I genuinely rather want a random than a mechanic on the team. Even if you are a smart player, which I know you are, mechanic is just so bad. It's just such a huge disadvantage. We essentially have 3 survivors, so it's essentially a 3v1 with mechanic because of how bad her decoding is. The hunter would have to be dumb and have to chase you. And they're actually chasing mechanic after they kill the robot one time. A good hunter will leave the mechanic after the first robot kill because the robot cannot decode more than 75% after it goes down one time. So that's how bad it is. It can't even get one cipher done at 50%. It can't even get 2 ciphers done at 100%. It's just not a good deal. For a survivor who can't decode herself, that robot needs to be better than that. So, I mean, if hunters are just going to chase a mechanic, Mechanic is going to be a great survivor for us, because the Hunter is wasting so much time by doing that. Not realizing that the best play to do is to actually leave the Mechanic and go after everyone else. Because they will indirectly make the Mechanic a bad survivor by going after everyone else. Instead, we got a lot of kite time out of it, because that robot wasted a lot of time. So, if you get a Hunter who does that, yes, Mechanic's not bad, but definitely not in this situation. Okay, here's the issue with, like, Embalmer right now. We could try to get her appearance. But look how far away from the map she is. She also used her warp, though. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth wasting all that time not decoding. It just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. If the Mechanic was further away, if she had Tie Turner, we would have time to set up. We don't even have time to set up. She'll probably go down pretty quickly after the knockdown here. Maybe Prospector will, like, help her live a little bit longer. Did you guys see that? She recorded the composer and immediately stopped the recording? Why would you do that? Take the extra 10 seconds on the recording. Is she worried that he's gonna pop the cipher? It makes no sense. He already popped this cipher this game. So his next cipher is always not going to be poppable in time. I would love her appearance right now. Give me it. Wow, are we actually not going to get it? Dang, it didn't give it to us. She just went right under us and we didn't get it. Dang, man. We have to see the survivor most times. If we don't see the survivor, we're not going to get it. So, that really is unfortunate. Spicy is somehow rebounding here. Good job. Damn, that's an impressive rebound. Okay. She's probably going to record me. There we go. Read her like a book. She didn't make that very hard, to be fair. Now we have Prospector doing my cipher. And I'm definitely going to go rescue her. I'd like to take another recording here before I go rescue. So, yes, there we go! So now Prospector can keep decoding. She might put a third recording on him, though, to be fair. So we got to remember that. If he can pop that cipher, we're in the money. We're going to be in a lot better situation. I have to be careful here because of warp here, so I don't want to get hit too far away. I do also want to stall as long as possible, though. We're definitely going to body block here. Definitely going to body block here. Composer is the last cipher machine. I might even use the coffin early here, just so that I can continuously body block. Just in case I go down or something like that. Do I use it here? I say no. I say we're not going to use it. I say we're not. They could even say pop right now, because she's going to block that cipher otherwise. I would definitely say pop right now. Okay, we can't get anyone's appearance, so... I mean, we could get Composer's Prospector. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, but Composer got blocked. You see, that's why... That's why you gotta take... That's why we should have popped earlier there. I don't know what they're doing there. They gotta pop sooner. Especially when that clerk gave them so much distance and then didn't pick me up. That was our chance to pop right there, so that was a huge mistake. You gotta pop right there. Now we're in a lot of trouble. Because now she's just gonna hit me immediately. I don't even think it's worth going for this rescue. Is it even worth going for this rescue? I'm spamming, but the pop was late. The pop was late. Yeah, so that was worthless. On top of that, Prospector is the one who went on chair, not even Mechanic. So that now I can't even get Mechanic's appearance to help her out. That's really unfortunate. We're in a lot of trouble here. If we can get a pallet boost here, we'll be fine, but I don't know if we will. If we use those pallets, we're also gonna die though. We're not gonna be able to get it. I have to use this. If I don't use it, then she's gonna leave me on the ground and I can't pick myself up. So we have to use it here. Let's see what she does. She might use the warp. She does not use the warp. Let's see what she does. She comes from behind me. How many window recordings does she have? 0. Dungeon, no! I don't have the ping for it. They left anyway. Coffin for the win. Okay, we got a little bit... You know what? Even if Dungeon wasn't there, I would have taken a different route. With that window boost, we would have gone under Geisha House if I didn't see Dungeon there. So, we had a 66% chance getting Dungeon there. We could have gotten either one at that point since she already used Warp. Again, another example. You use your Warp against Embalmer, you don't have it later when you need it. That was another clutch Embalmer moment. Definitely would have been nice if they popped that cipher sooner. It also helped That's another thing. It also helped running away from the coffin. Even though I could have used those pallets and we could have tried to get a pallet stun, we could have tried to live. Even if I do, it's going to give her 2 pallet drop recordings. That's going to be 2 that she can use on me to basically guarantee a kill on me afterwards. It's just not worth it in the grand scheme of things because chances of us living, almost 0. Chances of us living, though, without getting hit, you know, slightly above 0, not exactly above 0, but even if we live, we're not going to live afterwards. So we're just going to take the hit, run away from the coffin, and, you know, if we reach the pallet, which... You know, if we do, that's great. If we don't, that's fine. We got away from the coffin. That's the most important thing. So, definitely allowed us to rebound that game. Definitely. That was really scary. Would not recommend. Again, if they just saved their warp. Clerk helped us out a lot there. Clerk is really bad against Embalmer. She needs a warp or teleport. There's no use of abilities to catch up to Embalmer. She has to have a teleport and warp. She did not have it. She already used it. Perfect for us. Alright. Dyeing my hair black after being purple for 6 months. Now, can you help me? What is going on, bro? Dungeon spawning there and common came in clutch. It did. It would have been unlucky. Here's the thing. It favors us. The game favors us to have dungeon there because we have a 33% chance at what's it called? What's it called? We have a 33% chance of getting it at the Dancing Geisha, right? But we also have another 33% chance of getting dungeon at middle, which we could also make middle, by the way. We have a window boost, so if dungeon wasn't at Dancing Geisha, I would immediately started running towards Dancing Geisha house, alright? So we would have ran under there. I saw those pallets were dropped there. We would have gotten a pallet boost immediately off of that as well. We would have for sure reached middle. So it would have been unlucky if we didn't get dungeon there, because we had a 66% chance. It would have been unlucky if we didn't, because we can reach both dungeons. So it would be lucky for the hunter if dungeon didn't show up, because chances are dungeon is going to show up in one of those 2 spots. If it spawned at fake gate, we would have been unlucky. We might have even still made it though, because with that pallet boost, no, because she can. I'm pretty sure she would have been able to catch up to us. It's too far of a distance at that point. Alright. Alright, did anyone say anything? No one said anything. GG's. Man, whenever I play Hunter, he's so respectful there, because whenever I play a Hunter and I get a confident escape like that, I feel so salty. Especially the dungeon ones. Those are so salty. Like gate, okay, it wasn't that hard for you. It wasn't that hard. You just put a coffin at gate. You open the gate, you put a coffin. Okay, all right. But the dungeon ones are especially salty. Happens to be in that situation again. Chances are in our favor that we get dungeon there because we can make both spots. Definitely would have been in our favor there. It's more annoying when like they get the 33% chance or the 20% chance. Like if they didn't put coffin directly on dungeon or like near dungeon, then there's no way it was planned. Like right there, I did not plan that. But we were still able to make both coffins because of the coffin placement. The coffin placement, the way I placed it there, made it so annoying for the hunter that they can't just easily vault the window to block me off. So they went around the alleyway, and that allows the window to be open now. Suki's hair is so light, we should make his galaxy. Sometimes you piss me off with your clutches. It's a 25% chance and it's always there when I'm Hunter. It's 33. I don't know what you're talking about. Beans failed math. Dang, Beans. Exposing yourself like that. Yo, Psyche. Oh boy, how's your rank going? Actually, pretty good, Scab. 3 wins in a row, and every single one of those games we had something horrible happen early on, and then the coffin clutched it out. This is all thanks to Embalmer. If I didn't play Embalmer, we wouldn't have won this match. We wouldn't have won this match. We wouldn't have won this match. And these two games, we were the last chase target. Embalmer is kind of like a mercenary, now that I think about it. He's kind of like a mercenary. If you leave him for last and you don't prepare a trade for him, you are in a lot of trouble. Just like with mercenary, if you don't have a teleport to block up the gate from him elbow padding to it, you're in a lot of trouble. But with mercenary is even worse because he could just elbow pad to dungeon. He could be full health and your basic it could mean nothing. At least with Embalmer, he can't like take hits. He's not protected once gates pop. But it's still really nasty. It's still really nasty. You thought it was 1/4. It would be 1/4 if there were 4 dungeon spots, but there's only 3 on ever sleeping. It would be 1/4 on what's that map called? The only map with a 1/4 chance for dungeons is Darkwoods. That is the one map with 4 dungeon spawns. I don't know why, it just does. It just has 4 dungeon spawns. What are the dungeon spawns again? Is the one behind the big building the one like in front of the big building? The one by the Green River? And then the one also by the Green River but to the other corner of the map. I know that made no sense, but it's really hard to describe. 2 of the dungeons are basically by the big building. 2 of the dungeons are basically by like the tree swing on opposite ends. So that's the best way I could put it. Arms Factory. Okay, let me think about this. Have we been getting favorable Embalmer maps? Because that could be playing a part. We honestly have been. We got Hospital, which is like not the best. It is a small map, so it's pretty easy to reach Hospital. The issue with Hospital, it's like, would you rather be 2 feet tall with a beard or 6 feet tall and be Russian? Hey, I'm Polish. I'm already basically Russian. Anyway. 2 feet tall with a beard? Definitely not. But, what was I talking about? Okay, we're gonna take this spawn, since they're not taking it. Oh, man, I think he's just trolling me at this point. There's no way. There's no way, bro. Oh my goodness, what is this spawn? Who did you think spawned there, Embalmer? Maybe, I guess it's perfect for us. I mean, Mechanic, we're fine with Mechanic getting chased. She doesn't decode that well anyway. We'll take it. That's the Call of Abyss spawn. Okay, there is a good news for the Hunter though. They did block Factory, which is pretty bad for me. I'm gonna have to go do sandbags. We're gonna have to do sandbags now, but we do get a pretty nice coffin first. You know, this is a pretty decent coffin. I'm not gonna complain. I don't even have to set it up that close to the pallet because remember, our survivors get 8 seconds of invulnerability when they come out of the coffin, so they'll definitely reach that window. Or if they want, I think they can reach the pallet. Here's the thing. I know I say 8 seconds, but it's more like 6 seconds because 2 of the seconds you have to waste stepping out of the coffin. So there's that one issue. And Blood Queen, that is a little bit problematic for Embalmer. She does have an automatic ability to reach the coffin. Here's the good news, though. Here's the good news. If we are getting chased, then for her to kill me, she has to use her Blood Queen mirror. Which means that when we use the coffin, she's never going to have her mirror. Unless I take a free hit. If I take a free hit or she uses blink, okay, yeah, then she's going to have the mirror for the coffin. But in every situation that I can think of, she needs a mirror to kill her target. That means that's when we can coffin. I might even consider coffining the survivor without being chaired because of that. Because if we wait for them to get chaired, then the chairing animation goes through, and then we coffin, well, then her mirror's almost going to be back. It's going to be like on a 4 or 5 second cooldown at that point. Well, no, it'll be more like 15 because she has to wait for the mirror to actually run out. So then by the time she chairs, yeah, by the time she chairs, her mirror would be like 15 seconds. I guess we could wait for her to chair first. It doesn't really matter if I'm being honest. Wow, that was a clutch body block. Hopefully she can live here though. I'm not sure. It is a rough situation. Prospector's coming to help. I don't have her appearance. Her appearance would be huge here. Catching her appearance against a Blood Queen, and when she's in that corner of the map, a mirror will not reach her anymore. But again, same issue. It's just too far away from us. Had she kited towards us and we popped the cipher, then I could go in the other corner of the map, already have her appearance, and set up the coffin. But in this situation, it doesn't make sense. She's already on her first chair. We have to waste like 15 seconds just walking up to her. That's assuming she doesn't mirror on me and we take a free hit because of that. Then we have to run back to Factory. We have to set up the coffin. All for her to just mirror back. Again, if we had the appearance while she was kiting and she came to us, I probably would have done it. But it just wastes too much time. I have to set up to do it. At that point, setup abilities, they don't work so well against this hunter. So we're not going to do that. If this was like Clerk... Okay, I still didn't do it last game, though. It was also Clerk, and I still didn't do it last game. So it's really situational. It's almost always the hunter has to come to you. And the Survivor has to come to you. That kind of distance, maybe if like they were like at middle, I probably would have done it, and then they could take the tide turner the other direction. But like that's the other problem. We don't have a tide turner. We don't have a tide turner for our teammate. So that way the mechanic is, if the mechanic immediately gets farmed, it immediately stops you from coffining. If they get picked up. I guess if the hunter doesn't pick them up, then yeah, you could keep on embalming them. But chances are a hunter who's smart and sees an embalmer on the team will probably pick up immediately. Okay. You know, we do have the last cipher here. I didn't even realize this. We actually cipher rushed like hell this game. We got this. I'm gonna pop here. I hope no one's running into a mirror. As long as no one's running into a mirror, we're fine here. Get everyone's appearance here. Mechanic's appearance no longer matters at all. Wow, this could actually change the game right here. Who is that? Who's getting chased? Unfortunately, he's coming to us, though. Okay, so we're not actually going to be able to do it. Okay, we have another problem, because now she could mirror on us. And I just used my coffin. Whew! Good thing I silent vaulted there. She didn't know where I was. That's why I silent vaulted. We could still try to set up a coffin. Nope, it's too late. She picked up at that point. I was thinking maybe she goes to gate. To check on gate. Definitely not a great situation to be in. I'm definitely going to save the coffin for myself at this point. It's too bad. It's too bad. We could have coffined him, and that would have been clutch. But right there, you guys saw what happened. Great example. She used the blink. And, you know, she still has the mirror for the coffin. So, okay, I really hope... Okay, Prosecutor's already out. I didn't even notice. I was, like, trying to read who is the one who's on that other side of the gate. It was Prosecutor. We're fine. Didn't need the coffin. Would have been cool, but it doesn't really matter because if you think about it, she would have blinked that composer no matter what. Even if I set up the coffin, now she just mirrors on the composer's coffin. Which, you know what? I guess in that situation would be better. Because that gives me time to run to the gate. That gives our teammates time to open the gate. She's busy having to waste mirrors on a coffin instead of using them towards the gate. So that would have been good regardless, but didn't get a chance to use it. So like enjoying Embalmer's a sight. He's a good character. It's not a character I use a lot. It's so sad because whenever I see Embalmer, it's like people who are not using him right, people who are like not knowing rotations. They don't know when is it a good time to get someone's appearance versus when it is not. Like imagine if I wasted my time getting a mechanic's appearance there. We wouldn't have had the last cipher primed. So that was an important game sense decision as an Embalmer player. Just you don't even have to play Embalmer. Guys, I never play Embalmer. Just have good game sense. If you know when is a good time to decode versus not to decode, and you're playing a support character, that's all you need to know. Is it a good time to decode versus is it a good time to support? Doesn't really matter what support character you're playing at that point. All you need to know is that you're sacrificing decoding time to support. Are you going to get more decode time if you support? If the answer is no, then don't go for it. It's not worth it at that point. So, especially because the coffin is even better late game. You shouldn't be thinking about it like that because if I tell people that, then they're always going to be saving their coffin for a late game when sometimes there's going to be a really, really good situation early game to use the coffin, like every once in a while. If you can get in a Survivor in an OP kiting spot and the Hunter already used Warp Teleport, do it. Do it. You guys can definitely get the ciphers popped in that case. Hunter's going to have to waste so much time walking. The Survivor, if they're smart, they could rebound for a little bit even once the chase finally starts. Maybe they could even lose the Hunter. You never know. I will admit, Embalmer is not as good as he used to be because of this trait right here, Nostalgic. I'm pretty sure this works when Survivor steps out of Coffin. So, reveals the Survivor location, rescue from rupture within 24 meters of you. No, you know what? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If the Coffin rescue happens 24 meters outside of range, it does not work. So never mind. You have to be within 24 meters for Nostalgic to work. So, I guess if the Coffin's super close by, it could be pretty bad, but... No, never mind. Nostalgia does not work. That explains that one time where I played Embalmer. Because I played Embalmer a few days ago. Or I guess it was a week ago now. Where the Hunter had Nostalgic. But when I used the Coffin to Big Build, I no longer had Nostalgic. I'm like, that's weird. Does it just not show up? But no, it has to be within 24 meters. So, okay, how'd you get the hearts to awaken him? I had 20 free essences and I had 3,500 light bulbs saved up. So with 50 something essences, like 50 A, you can definitely get enough. I got 9. I would have gotten the last heart with time, but Mickey decided to give me $20, and he helped me get the last couple of hearts. He didn't need to do that because I was anyway going to get the last heart, but now I got that extra heart, and I have 3 extra hearts in case I get 7 hearts by some miracle so I can upgrade the dancer, but probably not going to happen. You know, I do have some light bulbs. We could use it right now. I'm just going to use the light bulbs right away. Well, no, I told myself I would save them. I want to see if I can get at least like another 4,000 light bulbs. It's possible. It is possible to get 4,000 light bulbs if you no-life the game. How do you do that? You have to level up. You have to level up 40 times for you to get 4,000 light bulbs. And by the time you play that amount, you'll also get a lot of dice. And so you're also going to pull a couple, like, 100 from logic pads. So you'll get around 5,000 if you get 40 levels. Okay, I'm generally thinking about playing Hunter for 40 levels. Because my Hunter's XP level is like, I forgot how much lower it is. It's a lot lower than my Survivor. Obviously, because I play Survivor. Look at that. I have 100,000 more. 100,000? Yeah, 100,000 more for Survivor than Hunter. So, I could go up 100,000 level XP. And I could get, look, 500 here, 500 here, 500 here, 500 here. Every 1,000, every 10 levels, you'll get this. So. To get 10 levels, though, how much is it for 10 levels? Let me think about it. It takes 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, 9,000, 11,000, 14,000, 16,000. You need 20,000 experience for 10 levels. So I need to get 80,000 experience to level up 40 times. I don't know if I'm going to do that. That seems like a crazy amount of work. On top of that, I'm worried that the season cap might actually block me. Yeah, the season cap is going to block me anyway. Dude, I'm already almost at Survivor. Oh, you know why it looks so little? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was thinking that I can only get like 10,000 a season for each side. No, that's total. You can get in total. I could get over 100,000 for Hunter. So I really could no-life Hunter. I really could no-life Hunter quick match specifically. And I could really do that. Man, the amount of time it would take to do that. You need to play 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day of Wax Horse and Opera Singer just to get 5-minute matches. Not actually a bad idea. It's a lot easier to get fast games with today's Hunters. I'm not gonna lie. A lot less survivors know what to do with like Opera Singer and Wax Artist. Wax Artist is like genuinely people just don't know what they're doing, but Opera Singer is genuinely she's just broken. And she doesn't take a lot of time. Can you do copycat customs after rank session? It's a new game. I'm not going to play it today. I got to go after today. I have a simulation to do for the lab. Last lab of the semester. You were a natural. The one you did for your journal was cute and your room looks so good in IDB. What are we talking about? Ban Nightmare. Nightmare is OP. I love how Hollowed and Bree are just taking up half the chat. Like 80% of the chat at this point. You had 6,720 inspiration. There you go. There you go. That's how you use your inspirations. You save them for an event like this. Never use them just whenever there's a new essence. Because you're not going to get that S tier or those A tiers. You got to save up at least 6,000 if you want to get an A tier for an essence. At least 6,000 just to guarantee it. I guess you could do like 5,000 because you'll probably get like 10 from the logic path, bare minimum. Probably more than that. So yeah, I was going to pick that spawn last match and you took it. Okay, then why'd you pick a garbage spawn? Why'd you spawn in the corner, fella? Okay. I'm watching you now? Okay, that's not creepy at all. I do go to sleep thinking about how some people out here watch me when I sleep. Literally, that's kind of creepy. One time I'm going to bed, I'm like, dang, I could be sleeping at like 3 a.m. my time and there's someone in Asia watching me. Isn't that kind of creepy? Or if there's even more than one person in the world watching me, then there's 2 of me talking. That's also kind of spooking me out. There could be people watching me right now, watching a past version of myself. They could be watching that past version from 2 years ago. Dude, that's crazy to think about. I could go into the past. As a YouTuber, you can go into the past and watch yourself from 2 years ago. That's kind of scary. Yeah, it was my last lab. It was last lab. This one is online, but I still have to do something for the lab. And how do you do a lab online? You do the simulation, but I need to do the simulation. So When I say last lab, I mean in person. Pretty much it was the last lab. Simulation takes like, what, 30 seconds? Okay, read him like a book. The only problem with that is that he still has his umbrella, and we're still in trouble. We're still not in a great area. I don't even know how we're getting these appearances. We're just getting appearances. Let's see what he does. Okay, not really a great choice from him, because he anyway has to break it. The umbrella is going to be a lot better here. He cannot hit that. That is out of range. Sorry to tell you. I already know, though. Okay, Hunter change target. See, against a survivor who like is not as experienced, they probably would not vault that, and then they'd probably take a hit. But I know what counts as a hit. I know what doesn't, and it's not going to fool me. I'm going to vault that, and I'm not going to get terror shocked. He would need a blink to terror shock me. And I know he doesn't have that right now at this stage of the game. Guys, let's go watch Dr. Psyche. I need to bring that back, but for Mad Eyes. Like a mad scientist version of Dr. Psyche. I'm going to miss a calibration here. Just in case, because I know his umbrella's about to be up. Every time we miss a calibration, we can see him for, I think, 7 seconds? Or is it 9? I can't remember. It's either 7 seconds or 9. I don't remember how long. I'm pretty sure it's 7 seconds. So, if you guys are wondering, why are you able to do that, Psyche? How come when you miss a calibration, you can see the Hunter? Every single survivor can do that. It doesn't matter what survivor you're playing. You could be playing Mercenary, you could be playing Mechanic, you could be playing Mind's Eye. You have the ability to do that. Why? Because every survivor is running Borrowed Time. And what's on Borrowed Time? Borrowed Time has the ability... I really don't like this because I'm going to have to run out in the open. So if he notices this, he can get a free hit right here. Okay, but he doesn't notice. In fact, I think he's confusing our footsteps. Okay, no, I don't really know what happened there. I don't really know how he confused it that badly. I know his umbrella's about to be up. Whew, it could have been on me. I think we will heal up here. It is a Wu-Chang. He could at any point switch targets. Psyche, I miss your Magician main era? What do you mean? I still play Magician. I'll play Magician whenever I want. I never really main Magician. The only time I main Magician was when I was bad at Magician. Because once you get good with a character, there's really no point of still using them anymore. So if you're going in with like the mindset of like you're trying to get better at the game progressively, the best way to improve is to continuously... He is going to bell us here. We have a little bit of boost. We might mind game him. Okay. We might live here now. No, we're going to take a hit, unfortunately. I mean, every second counts, though. So, it's good. And I mean, these hits, if we have survivors to immediately heal each other, these hits mean nothing. He gets a little bit of presence off of it, and then what? He's coming back. Okay, he's not. He is in white form, which means he could have just umbrellaed and then immediately soul siphoned back. I need to be thinking about that, so gotta be careful. Every single possibility you need to be considering when you play Identity 5. Unfortunately, we have 4 survivors here. Nice! We might actually have time to heal up. Just vault past us. No, we actually don't have time to vault. No one has time to vault anymore. Actually, no, we still have time to vault. All 3 of us vaulted right over. Clutch. I was a little bit worried that if he immediately uses his umbrella, we're not gonna have time. But the only appearance I'm missing is Mechanic. Dang, game really loves not giving me appearance of Mechanic. We're just getting the appearance of everyone else. A little bit bad. It doesn't really matter whose appearance we get, but I'd like to get everyone's appearance. Definitely gonna try to get everyone's appearance here. I think we're gonna... should we ditch Shed? No, let's not ditch Shed. Ooh, actually, I see someone there. I was like thinking no one's pinged, so I guess it's fine, but it's okay. He'll leave now. I'm gonna keep my space, though. Keep your distance, 6 feet apart. That's switching IDV. COVID doesn't matter in that case. But anyway, we're gonna go back to the Cypher. One Cypher remaining. He could very well just teleport back. I'm gonna be cautious. We're gonna see if he teleports on the Mechanic. He went backwards. That's why you wait. Look he's in a situation where he's just being... he's just gonna go towards the Cyphers. There's no point chasing the survivors. He needs to protect the Cyphers. So, that's the biggest #1 thing right here, that we just gotta play safe. It happens to be that it didn't really matter because we had another Cypher primed. But, still, gotta play around it. Every single situation. Is that a robot on the... Let's go. We have a robot on the gate. See, mechanic is pretty good. If you can survive, there we go. Got spicy supreme. You guys see how far away you can get appearances from? It's crazy. I'd love to hide here, preferably not get seen. All right, he's gonna come to all of us. All four of us are in the same spot. Prosecutor's gonna use a magnet. Mechanic's gonna branch off to statue. We can coffin her. So she'll be okay. That game was not a guaranteed win. That game was not a guaranteed win, but okay, we'll take it. He could have definitely still tied that match. Here's the thing though, if with an Embalmer on the team, you just always have the Embalmer do the gate. He teleports on the Embalmer, Embalmer coffins away to the other gate. So in that situation, that's pretty rough. We were basically a mercenary in that situation, so that was really clutch. Just a whole survivor who can. We had a robot on the gate, and then we would have had Embalmer on the gate on the other gates. So there you go. There's two survivors that he teleports on. There's nothing he can do about it. Like he'll get the hit, and he's gonna get some resources out, but he's not gonna get what he needs. He needs people on chair. He needs people to come to him. He needs people to be like forced to make a choice. Okay, like do I do the gate or do I go for the rescue? And we never have to make that choice because we make it very easy on us with those resources we had. Yeah, again, if Mechanic can save her robot to the end, then it's good. Then it's fine. That's the one time Mechanic is good. But that's not like a new thing with Mechanic. That's something that already exists with Mechanic. They just destroyed everything else with Mechanic and made it a lot harder to have that end game situation with the robot happen because the efficiency is ruined. You get a lot less deco out of it, so you end up using more of the robot on ciphers, and you don't really move the robot to gates because that takes a lot of time. Usually you guys don't have time to just do that. In that situation, we had lots of time. No one was on chair. Everyone was full of health, besides like maybe one person at most. That's the key there. So if you have time, yeah, go ahead and move the robot, but you have to remember, moving the robot to gate, it wastes a lot of time. You're committing to the end game a lot. You get a good end game out of it, but you need to make sure you get those ciphers done first. With Mechanic's robot, very often nowadays with Mechanic's robot, you use like 50% getting a cipher done, and then you use the other 50% getting a cipher done. You almost don't never have energy left to move the robot around to the gate afterwards. Like back then, you'd be able to have energy for 3 ciphers and move the robot to the gate. Not anymore. Now you don't even have time for 1 cipher before your robot runs out. If you want to get a second cipher done with your robot, you need to bring it to your cipher that your main body was decoding. The cipher needs to have like a 25% head start, like 40% head start. Otherwise, the robot's going to run out. So. The win streak, yeah, win streak's been going good today. I'm not going to lie. We have been going against better hunters today. Sculptor is not an easy hunter to go against. Axeboy can be troublesome. Clerk as well. But considering we're playing Embalmer, it's a lot better to go against Clerk. I guess these are not easy hunters. The only hunter that was like really like that I'd be surprised if we lost against would be something like Wu Ching. All of these other hunters I could definitely see ourselves tying it. So, you know what? I'm not gonna say that we've been going against bad hunters. The only one that was like bad and was the Wu Ching. That's not because of his skill level. Wu Ching mains are usually very skilled with what palettes and windows to vault. The only issue is that they're being held back by their character, so then you can take advantage of that. Imagine if those people played characters besides Wu Ching, how much better they would be. It's crazy to think about. It's like when you see someone who only plays like something like Enchantress, but they kite extremely good as Enchantress. So when they go against something like Blood Queen or like Dream Witch, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing that skill can do for them because their character's just bad. Imagine how much better they could play. Imagine how much longer kites they could do, even when it's not a character that doesn't instantly kill Enchantress. It's just something to think about. Hollowed and Bree just took over the chat at this point. I've had so many games where I made stupid decisions and games so the hunter can just kill me easily, but then they surrender and give up. I've never had that happen that often. Yo, that needed to be really dumb if they felt that kind of pity. Or maybe they just already had 3 people killed. It's crazy how everyone thought their fee was worth asking. Alright, I think I'm done reading chat for today. You can't get over it. You could have had 10 more polls for Persona. Are people actually advertising fee picks for money? How many? I need the Q frame. Happy. You know, it is character day, so it's a lot less people talking about actual stuff. Just character day. I mean, feed stuff isn't that much better, though. Really? Hold up, we gotta go to, like, English 3, where all the crazy stuff happens. Hello? Alright, I guess we're not going to English 3. Instead, we're gonna go returning visitors. Here we go. Returning visitors. These are people returning from Persona 5. We're gonna see some feed pick in here. There's also not a lot of people talking here, though. Not a whole lot of returning visitors talking. Huh? They usually just... I wonder, if you're a returning visitor, does it put you in the returning visitor chat or the, in the global chat? If it's so, then... If they don't put you in returning visitor, then what's the point? Right? Then anyone can just go in returning visitor, even if you're not a returning visitor. And people who are returning just see global. I wonder what's the point. Okay, someone is leaving? Dang, if only the mechanic player left. Bro. We actually lost a good player, the composer player. He, not gonna lie guys, he was probably carrying out decode for that mechanic. Let's be honest here. He was carrying. Yeah, the whole game was there when we were up there next to that hospital gate. Melted cheese or rice? Like, yeah. I'm gonna have to say melted cheese, but only with specific things. Ooh. I think he likes his melted cheese on his rice. Yo, you would need a lot of General Tso sauce to make me eat rice. You would need a lot of it. It's like, how much were you to play Just from Press on Roblox? I don't know. It's not a bad game. It's actually kind of fun. I'm just not creative for it. I think it'd be boring to watch, but hey, I'll take the money. You know me. I eat that instead of cereal as breakfast. Hell, it's probably like living that 600-pound life. He'll be munching on cereal at 2 a.m. Bree knows what's up. Same here. Yo, Bree, Hala's gonna be coming after me after saying that. How about pressure like Doors? The problem with Doors is I've already played it. I've already beat it dozens of times. I've already played it dozens of times and reached the end lots of times. So I already know how to play the game. You are creative, Psyche? Creative in what way? Definitely not dressing. I got no idea how to dress. Bro, you tell me. What's men's style these days? And that's for real life. I don't even know what to do in the game. I just come up with like Shrek cosplays in the game. I mean, you tell me. Maybe if someone's be like, Psyche, recreate Gardener from IDV. I'm like, okay, there's an idea. Oh, how about pressure? It's like Doors. Okay, you're not telling me to play Doors. We could play it. We could play it then. Like Doors. I really like Doors. I would definitely play it. I would probably play that in my spare time. Hollowed says, that's me too. So you are 600 pounds. It is you. Okay, I see how it is. Living that 600-pound life. Slakey. You're creative, Slakey. Don't bring me back. Don't bring me back to those days. The Slakey days. I need to charge my phone. Bye, people. Alright, take care, Luminary. No, we want to watch you. Yo, look at this deer. How did you guys ever think about how this stuff gets in here? How did you fit it through this door? Did you smash through the window? Who paid for this? That's what I'm wondering. 600 pounds, I'm dead. Bree, is there something you want to say? You think that's really funny, huh? You know, we often laugh at our own pain, Bree. Is there something you want to say? We often laugh at our own pain. Psychology with psyche. Bro, we gotta do that dancer stream next. I hate the dancer skin though. I mean, I like it, but I prefer the powered up version. I don't want to do an ugly... Dude, did I even do an Embalmer stream with when I first got his Persona 5 skin? I don't even think I did. Because he was so bad back then. He was one of the worst survivors in the game. He couldn't move his coffin. It was so hard to get people's appearance. You had to get right next to them. I don't even think I played him back then. Not to mention the skin was just nasty. Bro can't carry indoors. I was busy talking. Didn't even pay. Oh, we got a serious ban here. Dang. Nightmare is too OP. You gotta ban Nightmare. If we lose to Nightmare now... Meanwhile, he banned Photographer. Yo, welcome Hogwet. Thank you for coming to the stream. Give me 1 second. Nightmare Joseph Bent is dizzy. I'ma just assume that's not right. But welcome to the stream anyway, Hogwet. Alright, we ready? We got the dope skin. Look at that suitcase. It's so weird. Why is it that color? I'll never know, but it's cool. Alright. Let's see. Who's brave enough to spawn middle? Don't worry, Mechanic. I got you, homie. You're gonna take it, right? Mechanic's gonna take the hit for us. Alright. Now that we have a random on our team, we're probably not gonna get so lucky. We're probably gonna get the world's most try-hard opera singer. We're gonna get like Sprinter. Sprinter's not gonna miss a single dash. She's gonna go right at factory spawn. Okay. Sprinter's giving factory spawn. Okay, he's giving it to me. He's giving me the chase option to go to factory. Okay, Sprinter, I see you, I see you. Sprinter's obviously gonna be playing opera singer. And we're just gonna go down immediately. Like, what can we do? We're playing Embalmer. Opera singer is just too balanced. Alright, I'm kidding. It's probably not Sprinter. But if it was Sprinter, your boy is the best one for the job, probably. I don't know. Is there another survivor? Oh, it's Hermit. It's Hermit. It's Bermit, it's Bermit. Alright, what's he gonna do? Let's see what he does. Alright, looks like he's going towards middle. I don't want to touch the cyber right away, because if he chases me, then I have a huge disadvantage starting this chase with 1 polarity on me already. Can we get anyone's appearance here easily? I gotta check where the hunter is. No one's pinging anything. Okay, he's at shed, around shed area. Looks like shed. Yep, he's breaking the shed pallet. Note to self. What is he saying? Okay, we're gonna take a hit here. No, we're not. Ooh. Okay, so he got stunned, but he did not get a hit. That was pretty good for us. 13%, 25%. You know, there's almost no way to calculate polarity now because the mechanic's robot's gonna be taking up damage, and I'm not gonna know when mechanic robot takes damage or not. So that's a little bit annoying. I can't even estimate it. I just have to do the math. You can't look at the health and figure it out. You have to do the math. Okay, so let's assume Robot is not taking damage. Oh no, Robot definitely took damage, because look how much less damage we took. Okay, let's assume he took damage both times. So he took 0.3, and then we are at 0.6 right now. I'm at 0.6, Barmy's at 0.6, Prosper's at 0.3. I'm assuming Robot is taking damage. So assuming Robot took damage 2 times. There we go. Now he goes down. That makes sense. That adds up with the math. That he takes 3 hits to die. And now I would be at... It would be 0.4. It would be 0.4. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not at 0.6. It would be... Okay, we're probably going to take a hit here immediately. Because the ability. So we're not going to be able to avoid that. He has the full presence 2 now. There we go. Read him like a book. I don't know where he is, though. Whew! He is going to break the pallet. Okay, gotta be careful here. He's hiding his red light. We do have a nice window boost here. We're going to go this side, so it's not as easy to hit him with a blue charge, or red charge, whatever he does. That was really bad from him. He shouldn't have done that. Because I'm just going to ignore that. Ooh, he missed again? I don't know if we're going to live here. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. That was a pretty long chase. That was a pretty long kite. We should have a lot of decode on our ciphers now. And hopefully someone does factory. As long as someone does factory and people focus on their ciphers, we're going to be fine. So we're not going to rescue here. We're going to take a Tide Turner hit. Okay, I don't even know if I have Tide Turner. Okay, this makes Embalmer a lot worse because we don't have a Rescuer. Embalmer makes Rescuers better because obviously if you have a Mercenary and you coffin a Mercenary, if the Hunter doesn't have attention anymore, he just takes a hit. But it's also way better for the Embalmer. If the Embalmer has Tide Turner. Now I don't have Tide Turner. Now I can't get away from my coffin, so we actually lose value because we don't have Tide Turner. That's really annoying. So Embalmer's a lot worse. Okay, at least you didn't take a hit there. You know, we do have the coffin pretty far away. It is gonna be expensive. Don't get me wrong, it's still gonna be expensive for him to reach me. It's gonna take him a whole 1000 presence ability to reach me, and then it's going to take... And we're definitely gonna leave because this cipher is almost done. So that way we... I don't know why he's going for the rescue. I have the coffin. If I don't use the coffin right now, we're not going to use it later. Also, there's a cipher right there. I'd rather get away from the cipher so that we can pop it. There you go. And here's another reason why I want to use the coffin. Because we anyway have another coffin. Even if I save the coffin, we anyway have another coffin. So, I really don't think it makes a difference. Please, 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 please! He does have teleport here, so I'm not going to put her directly on the gate. Definitely, that would be a mistake to do that. We're not going to do that. I don't know. Do we do it right now? I'm actually going to do it right now. Oh. Turns out it might have been a waste. Because she could have picked herself up. We're going to go down here. Okay. And barmaids... Okay, Prospector, instead of running to the next gate, is just making this way harder for us. I'm pretty sure we tie this game now because he's doing that. Because I'm not going to live here no matter what. Okay, never mind. We do somehow live. Why is Barmaid back here? If he goes after Barmaid... Fuck! Thank goodness he's going for Barmaid. As long as we have a survivor with actual game sense, not being in balloons right now, we're fine. Put her on chair. I don't care. She's got 0 game sense. Whew, finally. Okay. Mechanic could switch to blue here. I wouldn't do that if I was her because she would die. Okay, gotta be careful here. Trying to take advantage of these trees here. Okay, now I survive. Okay, now he's gonna leave me though. Everyone survives now. He's trying to snipe the gate, but there's an obstacle in the way. As long as they don't leave, I'll survive here. There we go. Okay, we might not survive if he does that, though. There we go. Okay. That barmaid needs to be long gone off that gate. someone is getting picked up, someone's being chaired, you should not be at that gate anymore. You're just asking to go down. We're very lucky. We're very lucky that he, instead of knocking me down, the correct play from that hermit was to knock me down, and then go out for the barmaid. Because with his polarity, as long as he chases me, and then like knocks me down, and then gets me off my feet, and then goes after barmaid, there's really not much she can do, especially because he didn't connect the gate. So there's no way we can protect her. She will die to 2 polarities and die to a basic hit because no one can share for her. She was just asking to go down. The first time I went down and I saw she was nearby, I'm like, okay, I don't know if we can tie this. Then I see like General Fluffs there. It happened to be that it worked out. It worked out in the end, but I wouldn't have done that. I definitely would not have done that. I'm also pretty sure that was a mistake to use the coffin on the mechanic. I'm pretty sure that was also a mistake, because you know, we saved her self heal, which could be good, but usually the self heal is worse than the coffin, so I probably shouldn't have done that. I know this is an old event, but do you think you would have gotten Dungeon against Sprinter if you had a point on Sticker? I would have needed 3 points on Sticker. I'll tell you what I needed to do there, and this just goes to show why I hate Sticker. The problem there was not having Sticker. The problem there was not having Sticker. The problem there was I got a pallet stun and I got body blocked. I couldn't leave the pallet without vaulting, so I wasted time trying to do that. There are a couple pallets in this game where when you stun the hunter, you can't go behind the hunter, and that happened to us in a different tournament, and we actually lost out on going to Call of Abyss because of a pallet like that. Where a clerk blocked the pallet with her recording, and she got stunned while the person was being recorded. She ended the recording, and then the person couldn't vault it. So what do? They try to go left, they try to go right, they can't. They died. They took 2 hits back-to-back because of that. And that was really unfair. We lost the game because of that. That happened to me with Sprinter. I dropped the pallet on Sprinter, he hit while I stunned him. Okay, and then I can still make the dungeon though if I start running immediately, and I couldn't. I was stuck behind him, so I vaulted, but it was too late. So the problem there was not that I didn't have Sticker. The problem there was that I couldn't vault the pallet. If I could get out of that pallet, I wouldn't have needed Sticker in the first place. It only looks like Sticker would have been useful because of the game being buggy, because of something happening in the game that shouldn't happen in the first place. So again, Sticker's still not a good trait. Don't run Sticker. But would I have escaped if I had Sticker? If I had max Sticker, we would have made it out. Maybe. With 1 point of Sticker, we're not making it out. We would be closer, but we would not make it out. Again, maybe we would have, maybe we wouldn't. I don't think we would have. Either way, I don't think it matters. The real problem was that I just got stuck behind there. That was the real problem. The other option was to just not drop the pallet and escape, and like accept that if Sprinter walks through, then I get hit and I'll still make dungeon. I just need to trust that. But I didn't know. I wasn't sure if we had the time, so I tried to go for the stun instead. Either way, I hate those pallets. There's a reason we don't kite there. Those pallets are really bad. Especially because if you try to go for a stun, the hunter can hit you while walking through it. And that's what happened to me. Sprinter did a good job showing that. That's why those pallets are so bad. And not only that, but I actually got body blocked on top of that, so. There it is. But yeah. Hate how you have to open 60 essences to awaken one skin. I needed to open... Yeah, you're right. It took 60 essences about. Do you have any tips for someone who's learning how to play Acrobat? Yes, absolutely. What tips do I have? Okay, a lot of it is you having to get used to what counts as jumping over and what doesn't count as jumping over. Like, what counts as you getting pushed backwards. Like, maybe you'll try to jump over a window, but you weren't close enough. The biggest thing I can tell you that doesn't have to do with just you getting used to moving your camera around while holding the ball, because that's up to you at that point. Only you can fix that. The biggest tip I can give is that the yellow circle that you see is where you land. And so if you try to visualize where your ball is going to land, where the debuff is going to go, the debuff is going to go perfectly in between that. So if you see the yellow circle is in front of you, that's not where the ball goes. That's where you land. And that, just to be specific, that's where you land before you do the roll. So that's where you land before you do the roll. Okay, after you do the roll, you'll go even further than that. But that's just where you land initially when you do the ball. Another tip I have, I guess, if you're ever doing those fourth stop or first stop tricks with Acrobat where you like jump over the tracks and you jump over it and that way you're really far from the hunter, never get too close to the tracks. If you look closely, you'll see a yellow line around the roller coaster tracks. Never go past that. Never walk past that as Acrobat. If you do that, there's a very good chance that you're going to get blocked by invisible wall. But when I tried the trick of, okay, if I never go past the yellow line, I just stay close to it, do I ever get invisible walled? No, you don't. So if you're ever on Moonlit and you try to do that, never go past the yellow line. The yellow line is right next to the tracks. Just look closely at the ground and you'll see it. Don't stand on it. Don't be past it. Otherwise, you could get blocked by an invisible wall, and the invisible wall is the train tracks. There's like an invisible wall that's preventing you from walking there. So that's why if you try to walk on it, that's why you can't, because that invisible wall is blocking you. It'll also block Acrobat balls, so just keep that in mind. The only other thing about it is that just know that the area where you can walk on the station, that's where the invisible wall is. Anywhere past that, there's no invisible wall there because the game doesn't expect anyone to be walking there. So they didn't put an invisible wall there. That's why the Acrobat bomb works. So as long as you go at an angle, like at a 45-degree angle across the tracks, you'll jump over. And assuming you're at the corner, be at the corner and go at a 45-degree angle, you'll make it across. Never go past the yellow line. That's like for Moonlit. Just in general, though, know that the yellow circle is where you land, and in between that is where the debuff will land. I have another tip, actually, now that I think about it. It has to do with the debuff. If you're ever on a drop-down, if you ever like pass a drop-down and there's like a window in front of you, the only area that I can think of like that are Ever Sleeping Town with the geisha house and the corner house, and Big Bow. There is a situation where you actually, and I do this if I ever get the chance, you want to ball over the hole. You want to jump over the hole with your ball, put a mud ball, and land it right through the hole. What's the point of that, Psyche? What is the point of doing that when you're not doing it on the building, right? The hunter can avoid it, right? The idea is, as you know, whenever you vault those windows, the hunter always drops down. So if you use a ball to put a debuff down there and then use the window, when they drop down, they'll drop into a mud bomb or a red ball. So that's another huge tip I have for Acrobat. If you ever pass by a hole that you don't plan to drop down, put a ball under it, and if there's like a window right in front of you that's making the hunter interested in dropping down, because obviously if the hunter is not going to drop down, then there's no point in doing that. Like in Hospital, that's why in Hospital there's no point in doing that, because in Hospital you're walking past the holes to go to the pallet. Hunter's not going to drop down most times. Hunter's going to break the pallet. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure that you're not doing that in Hospital. I mean, and on Ever Sleeping Town, on those houses, and also on the Big Boat, it's only when you're coming from like the back side of the stairs on Big Boat, though. I will say that. I have to add that, because if you drop a bomb on the hole when you're going the other way around and you're not going towards the window, Hunter's not going to drop down. Why? Because they have no reason to. They're just going to follow you down the stairs. They don't get a shortcut out of it. So basically, anywhere where the hunter wants to drop down to take a shortcut to avoid a window that you're going to vault, that's where you do that. If you're going to like pass a hole and immediately vault the window afterwards, like I said, Big Boat, the Ever Sleeping Houses, those are the biggest two. You want to be doing that on with the Acrobat ball. So just keep that in mind. Can we get our appearance here? Appearance, please. Appearance. There we go. That might come in late. Might come in handy later. I combined later and handy. Lady. Alright. 80%. I got off the cipher too late. We might get caught by the cat. We didn't get caught by the cat. Okay, so that means you can keep the code. Okay, that kind of sucks. Stay out of the range. Whenever she makes those cats explode, the range slightly increases, and you might get hit by that, by the debuff to not be able to decode. Another small thing about Anne, I'll say this as well about Anne. This is another small thing. Just because the cat exploded doesn't mean it's safe to walk in. It has like a delay effect where if you walk in, it could still get rid of your ability. Even after it seems like it's already almost... Even if it's like almost gone, and you walk into it then, I think we're actually gonna have her rebound here with a coffin. I could see her rebounding here if we give her a coffin. She's doing a good job. At first I wasn't gonna give her the coffin because I thought she was gonna immediately go down, and we anyway don't have the ciphers. But man, Prospector did an amazing job rebounding her booty cheeks. And I definitely want to be putting her back in hospital, I think. Actually, I don't know. I don't know where we're going to put her. We just need to put her away from wherever she's kiting. Which is, not going to lie, that's really hard to do. That's really hard to do when we don't know where she's kiting. Because she's not saying anything. So I'm going to put her here. Pretty far away. She's going to need a warp to do something about that. And now I'm going to go help out the Prospector. She does have warp. But she does also have the protection. Prospector's going to go help out. So again, warp there is going to block her off from Shed. But she is invincible for 8 seconds. She also has Tide Turner for 15. But Tide Turner is not going to help us. She needs to kite longer than that. I wonder if putting her in hospital might have been better. I don't think it really matters because the Hunter would be right next to her no matter what. If we put her in hospital, the Hunter is going to be right next to her. Cypher's primed. Do we pop here? I hope she would tell us. This Prospector is on a pink cooldown. Focus on decoding? Okay. It's always scary because I saw a cat jumped on him, so you never know that that maybe she'll like jump back on him after we pop the gate. If he's not careful, then he might walk too close to the Hunter, and then she'll see the gates pop, and then she sees the cats on Prospector, and she might jump on Prospector, and then he will die. But in that case, he did a good job staying far away. Okay, Hunter's near us. We're probably gonna go down here because I don't see ourselves living here. She's gonna do a good jump here, probably. Yep, that's a good jump. Just die away from the gate. That's #1 priority. Just die away from the gate. If we die by that window, there's a chance that someone might be coming from hospital trying to reach that gate, and then they get cut off, and then we might tie. And think about it, we're anyway not going to live at that area, because if she does a good cross ability of 1000 presence, then we're anyway not going to live there. All we do is just die close to the gate. So just die farther away from the gate, and you'll be good. Definitely take it there. That was really good. She already used her warp too, so she didn't have anything for late game. That's another thing. She used her ability. She has nothing for late game. So there's also that advantage where maybe even if the person goes down, maybe even if the coffin isn't like successful at keeping them alive, then at least maybe you guys don't have to worry about teleport and warp. If it's like a big map, then you guys might have time to do the gates now, something like that, you know. Prospector definitely MVP that match. General Flub did really well there. Keeping her alive after the first rescue, and also keeping her alive after the coffin, that was really good. And that cheerleader also had to know how to use hospital. Maybe that Anne kept missing her cats, but I'm going to assume that she knew what she was doing and that she knew how to stay alive. She knew how to rebound off the distance that the Prospector gave her, which is something that's like not often talked about, is that you could be a really good supporter and you could support well every time, and then it looks like you're a bad supporter. Because why? Because the person always goes down immediately every single time after you finish supporting. Because they don't know what they're doing. Not because you're a bad supporter. So, definitely really good from her and the Prospector. Oh, I guess Bree is gone. And with Bree being gone, Hollow is also gone now. My friend got really lucky and got the Ren. I don't know what Ren is. Plus Akechi. I'm just going to assume they're the S skins. Without spending over $100. That's really good. That's a really good deal. Does anyone know if there will be another part of Persona crossover? I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows. Maybe they know, so maybe they haven't. I mean, they got a lot of players coming back. They got a lot of money out of it. There's really no reason not to make Persona keep coming back. Even if they never add new skins. There's really no reason not to. There's going to be part 3. Okay. So, like, when you say part 3, you mean, like, part 3 has the new skins, right? Because this is the 3rd crossover. It's just, there's no new skins. So there is going to be a part 3. There is going to be part 3, and by that you mean new skins, right? Another crossover with Persona 5. Okay. Yes, okay, another crossover with Persona 5, but I'm asking because this is the third crossover. This is already part 3. We're already on part 3. There were 2 before this already. So that's why I'm asking, like, do you mean part 3 as in new skins, or do you mean part 3 as in, like, you didn't know there was already a third part going on? Because a lot of people, they don't know that there was already 2 before this. People usually know about 1, but I don't think people know about 2. Win 7, hell yeah, Embalmer OP. Our teammates are also pretty good. Like, they've been kiting really well. I guess, okay, I shouldn't say that. First 3 games, we had someone go down before even 4 cybers popped. So I shouldn't be saying that. But the coffin definitely was been carrying. Thank you so much, D. For the 20 SAR? I don't even know what SAR is. That's about $5. Thank you so much. For Roblox stream, we'll have to do that sometime. It'll be like after rank. Not today, though. It's like you're getting a win streak more than when he's playing meta. Again, it just has to do with... Part of it has to do with, like, how well hunters are equipped to deal with Embalmer. So it has to do with the hunter knowledge. So maybe hunters just never see Embalmer, and so it looks like Embalmer's better than he really is. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely feel like the Sculptor match, she could have improved her chances if she didn't immediately basic hit me. Instead of like waiting for the mercenary to come out of the coffin. She could have like that way hit him with the statue as he's coming out, and then he could have basic hit her. Then the Sculptor could have basic hit him. There was also another game where that Axe Boy like used Blink on Chinatown, and he didn't have any trump card. Either he had trump card and he mistakenly used Blink, or he didn't think about Embalmer and he just didn't have anything for Embalmer late game. Maybe he thought he didn't need it. See, that's the other thing. Maybe, like, again, maybe hunters... It's not that hunters don't know about Embalmer. I think it's just hunters don't realize how important it is to have something to counter Embalmer. So we have gotten a lot of coffin escapes just because Hunter wasn't ready for it. I had a clerk on me use Warp when I was at Eversleeping Town doing the Graveyard Gate. But here's the thing. She was so far away that if she doesn't use the Warp, I could very well see myself reaching the other gate and getting to a good kiting area that way. Or like maybe hiding from her not being able to see us. So she just used the Warp immediately, and because she used the Warp immediately because of how far away we are from her and how easy it is for us to get away and get distance, if she doesn't use the Warp, we would just do that. So she used it, except then afterwards she had no Warp for the coffin near dungeon, and then she lost that way. So yeah, Sculptor is one of the best hunters in the game. By far one of the best hunters in the game, especially if people are not playing stuff like Patient or things like that. There's really not a whole lot of survivors like Patient. There's like Patient, there's Acrobat. That was just a random ban. I don't really care about Nightwatch. Yes, all wins. Miraculously all wins. Last game definitely went out though to the Prospector and the cheerleader for rebounding with Prospector support. The Coffin, obviously the Coffin played their part too, because if you think about it, it's a lot harder to rebound. Or it's just like in general, if you don't coffin people and you don't have Tide Tuner, people just immediately will get farmed against Anne, most likely, just because of how fast her ability refreshes. So don't get me wrong, the coffin was definitely helpful all games. Even the last game it was helpful. I think there was like one Hermit game where the coffin wasn't that good, but honestly I kind of blame myself for that. I really blame myself for that. I don't really think that was like a Embalmer bad moment. Yeah, the biggest nerf for Sculptor was the chisel nerf. No, that was not a super big deal. The full presence was a bigger deal, but here's the thing about Sculptor. If you are such a good Sculptor that you know how to drop statues on top of people, it's impossible to dodge. The survivor cannot dodge it. Even with that half a second, you can't dodge it in time. They will hit you. They will hit you before you get away. So, full presence, not that much different. Made her more skill-oriented for sure, but a great Sculptor who knows how to put statues on top of people perfectly, that's not going to be too much of an issue. I guess it makes it more of an issue for, like, Chisel. Like, if you Chisel someone, it's not as easy to get full presence hits, because obviously, when you're Chiseling someone, it's a lot harder to get those full presence hits ever since the nerf. I will say that. I've noticed the difference there whenever I'm going against Sculptor or whenever I am playing Sculptor. Because I can't really control where I'm looking from. My camera's always based around the chisel. It makes for some awkward situations sometimes. You know, and I'm not gonna lie about that. That does happen. I think you guys who play Sculptor, you can agree on that. That the awkward camera angle with the chisel combined with the Sculptor full presence nerf makes it harder to get hits with the full presence. But still, other times it's just as easy, especially if the survivor runs away from the chisel. And it's really not that hard. And yeah, that's the best part about it. You make a great point. You don't necessarily need full presence. A good Sculptor doesn't need full presence. Great Sculptors, this is what separates good Sculptors from really amazing Sculptors. A good Sculptor will use the full presence as a way of getting extra damage, not as a crush to get damage at all. A good Sculptor will still use zero presence statues to get hits, and then after they get a hit with the zero presence, it bounces off, and then they combine it with a full presence. They use their second statue, then it goes backwards back at the person. You get a second statue hit off of that. That's where the strength of really good Sculptors comes in. That's what separates. Can I really not get her appearance? There we go. I didn't know that wouldn't count. Okay, so now we have her appearance. Again, we do have Tide Turn in this game, so it actually does make a difference. It does make a difference, but I'm not going to do it yet, because you can't record people's appearance on a chair. You have to wait for them to get off first. Are you on a team? Yes, I am. I'm in a team with 3 people right now. We have room for 1 more. Rank is... Rank, I looked away. Rank is probably going to be over anyway very soon. No Tide Turner. Okay, I don't know if we're going to have time now. She used her warp, so I really want to get this off. Okay, where is she? There we go. Embalming. There we go. Definitely going to do this. I'm even going to move the coffin a little bit here. Because I'm not entirely sure if the 8 seconds will be enough to reach the window if she comes from the stairs side. On the inside, we're not going to rebirth yet. Now, there are some times where you do want to rebirth. If you guys are wondering, when do you rebirth early, Psyche? The times where you rebirth early is if you're worried about Hunter cheering closer to the coffin. So, like, she is doing that, don't get me wrong. She did a good job with that. But Mechanic is still going to be safe. Look at how far away. Look at still how far away she is from the Hunter. She's going to have a big head start. So, I guess we could have made the coffin, because I guess she did gain a lot of distance from first chairing her. I guess we could have. We probably should have, actually. We probably should have, because you guys saw she was basically on the edge of the map. You know, she's going to have to walk that distance no matter what. I guess we do lose out on, like, the chairing animation, so we would lose out on, like, 2 seconds, 2.5, it's like 3.5 seconds of chairing animation, so. I didn't want to lose out on it, and I didn't think it would really matter that much if she's a little bit closer. Like, typically with Anne, either you're... Well, I guess it would... Well, I guess think about it this way. If we coffin early, then she anyway has to stand there and wait to see what side the Hunter's coming from. By waiting, we make it so that by the time she comes out of coffin, that's around the same time she would make a choice about which direction she wants to go. So, you know what? No, I stand by my choice. In that situation, I'm fine with not coffining early. Because, think about it. If I coffin her early, then she anyway has to stand there. She doesn't want to, like, run away in either direction because she doesn't know which way the Hunter is running. I guess if she's trying to lose the Hunter and try to lose the Hunter instead of trying to kite, it would be better to use it early. But if we're just thinking about, you know, if just trying to raw kite, just trying to kite, and seeing how long she lasts that way, it would be better to first wait, get the chair time going. I don't think we're gonna live here. Maybe she'll like mess up the coffin, or not the coffin, the what's it called? The yeah, there's no pallets here. I didn't even realize that. Mess up the what's it called? The cat? Wow, there's no pallets here either. It doesn't really matter because it's not like we're gonna live. Yeah, that's really tough. The cat is just so fast. It's faster than us. We should be fine here, though. We didn't die by anyone's cipher. And if he chairs us towards Prospector Cipher, then Prospector could try to free us. We are also going to get a coffin here. When we get rescued here, we get a coffin. So, if she leaves us... Okay, that's really bad. So now she's definitely going to chase me. I'm definitely going to die here now. Maybe? Man, I don't know why it took longer to vault that window. I was trying to vault it and nothing happened. It took like half a second to vault. That's really annoying. So, here's the thing though. We can still set this up. I don't know if we'll have time. We don't have time. I can rebirth myself. Interesting. Right. Oh, right. That's interesting. We're not going to do that. It's kind of pointless. The only advantage it would give is to give us time to get to dungeon. I don't know where dungeon is though, so we're not going to do that. He's not going to live here. Okay, this is really bad though. This is really bad. The watch, he ended up dying with the watch. I'm guessing because he used the watch early. He didn't use the watch early. You have to use the watch early. If you don't use the watch early, then it's a lot easier to hit you with the cat. The coffin here is definitely really good. Especially because we already used the coffin. Just having an extra one really makes a difference. Usually it's not that good to get a coffin when you're off of chair because you're still getting chased. Plus, you anyway start out with the coffin. But in exactly this situation, it's pretty good. Because we already used the coffin. Okay, this looks like it's going to be the first tie this game. Honestly, it could have just as easily been a win, though. That's why I went behind the wall. It could have just as easily been a win, though, as well. Why wouldn't First Officer bring tie? Genuine question. He did have tie. He used the tide turner on me. I had tide turner when he rescued me. You should change your team name to Bad Manners. BM. It would actually be not a bad name. Yeah, that's going to be the last game. Unfortunately, ending it off on a tie, but I'm not going to complain about a tie. That was a pretty good session overall. If we, like, lost 7 games and we got a tie, I would just have no comment. Definitely with, like, 7 wins, we're not going to complain at all. That was a really good session. And Embalmer did his part. Embalmer was really good these matches. We might even had 8 wins. No, we have 7 wins. I did not miscount. Did not miscount anyway. Alright. Pretty good day so far. Pretty good day. Alright, guys. See you later. Alright. You weren't locked in. Pretty sure the first officer had tide turner though, right? He rescued me, he used it on me. I was really hoping they would switch off. Because that's the big problem. When you have a half-health rescue, it's almost impossible for me to rebound. I can't do anything with that. I have to go up the stairs to avoid the cats. Yes, I can do that. But I'm probably going to get hit. We got pretty close though. We almost reached it. And maybe if I vaulted a little bit sooner, we probably could have even avoided the hit entirely. Still, though, in most cases, that's not a good thing to do. Unless you are amazing at one-tapping ciphers and you put a cipher like 99.9999. And, like, the moment the hit happens, you activate it. Then it would make a difference. But most of the times, because of the fact that most chairs are not immediately by the best kiting areas, you don't really have that time to first position yourself before you take a hit. And so instead of you taking that hit and then popping, instead of the rest, you're seeing the hit, rescuing you. That's all taking like a couple seconds. And yeah, Hunter's recovery only lasts a few seconds on top of that. So we got the borrowed time boost still, but it just wasn't enough. So I was thinking Prospector would rescue there, not First Officer. That's not really like a great play. But since we were able to split off, it didn't make that much of a difference. Good luck on your lab. Thank you so much, Beans. It's pretty easy though. You have infinite tries to get the full score. You thought he rescued Mech because you saw he got hit? Okay, so he's just getting hit for no reason then. Yeah, I mean we can check right now. How many rescues did he did? He did 1 rescue, yeah. The 1 rescue was on me. He never used tide turner. And the prosecutor actually rescued the mechanic. It says in the bottom left who rescued, but I just didn't see. Alright, take care, Clover Spade. Thank you guys so much for coming along to the stream. It was a lot of fun. Embalmer, a great character. I don't play him a whole lot, mostly because I just think there's more reliable characters. But sometimes Embalmer is the best survivor. Every once in a while, and honestly, not even every once in a while, we have 3 games where he was the best survivor we could possibly have. No other survivor could have done that, so definitely really good. I'll take it. Maybe Priestess could have done that, but Priestess can't do anything if you're getting knocked down and then they put on chairs. So I'll definitely take it. That was really good. Is this the same person from last stream? Anyway, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining along. I will see you later. Take care. This has been Psyche. Peace out, everybody. And have fun pulling your Persona 5 stuff. Good luck. And yeah, take care. Don't spend too much.